Hello, YouTube. We're about to do the ultimate showdown. Palm trees in San Diego versus palm trees in the Dominican Republic. In about 4 years, we're planning a big move. And today I want to break down which place makes the more sense for us. I want to know if you had to choose right now, would it be San Diego, California, or would it be Dominican Republic? Whether that is in the coast, in the city, or en el campo. And tell me why. So, I want to start by saying that I get my information from Dominican Republic from two sources right now. And one of those sources that I use is Jamie Gruber, which, funny enough, he's live right now. But he talks about the where to live in the Dominican Republic. He has a family as well as I do. Our children vary in age. Like my children are 3 and my older two are 14 and 16. So they're almost done with college, with high school, which is why we're not thinking about moving yet. Our youngest of the older two just started high school. So we want to wait until she's finished with it. Anyway, I think that he's a great source. He talks about real estate in the Dominican Republic. He breaks down which place in Punta Cana, depending on your income. It's funny because I've been watching him for a while, and when he did the first video talking about the entry points for each area, that has changed already, and it's only been maybe a year. Anyway, so I follow him. I listened to the things that he said. I just jumped off of his life, and I think that he has a lot of information when it comes to Dominican Republic, specifically Punta Cana. And he talks to the people that are thinking of moving. That's how I found him, because I am thinking of moving over there. It's just the time frame right now. And funny enough, I asked him a question, and he said, because I can't move for 4 years. He said you should actually buy now, ahead of moving. And we will try to do that. I just can't do it right now. The other person that I follow, and I'm so happy that she decided to create content because I can relate to her. I'm a mom. She's a mom. Now she's in another area. She's in Jarabacoa, which is more of, like you see here in her banner, it's more mountain and it's more what we call el campo, right? It's not the city like Santiago or Santo Domingo. It's el campo. It's not the coast like Punta Cana, where he talks about. And one of the things that I really liked, that she was showcasing, she talks about how much does it cost to live in the Dominican Republic, but really is in Jarabacoa. And if you see what she talks about versus what Jamie talks about, the prices are very different. But I feel like that's going to change like very quickly. She also talks about why they chose to go to Punta Cana. So I am very happy to see this content, and I hope and wish that she continues to create content, because I think that Jarabacoa is one of those places that is also going to blow up just like Punta Cana. But I am not there. Don't take my word for it. She's there. Jamie's there. They know more than I do about actually living in Dominican Republic. I was born in Dominican Republic. I came to the United States when I was 10 years old, and my husband is also Dominican. He's from the northern coast, from Sosua, and we go back to Dominican Republic a lot because we are from there and we actually love it. Now, San Diego. Why did I pick Dominican Republic versus San Diego? I lived in San Diego for about 9-ish, 10 years. I bought my first home in San Diego in 2009, and I still have my home in San Diego. So you can imagine what it was in 2009 when I bought my house and what my mortgage is in San Diego versus now I live in Connecticut, and when my mortgage is here in Connecticut, the one in San Diego is half of what it is here. So there is that. We can start with that's why I'm talking San Diego, palm trees, perfect weather year round, and Dominican Republic, again, palm trees. So I'm like comparing which palm trees are we going to move to more. So let's break it down. Let's talk about the lifestyle. So, since I am Dominican, I was born there and I go there a lot. The Dominican Republic is island time, island life, and no vemos ahorita, lo hacemos ahorita, maybe later, maybe later, maybe later. There's no sense of urgency or, oh, let's do this right now, right? There's like this very relaxed atmosphere. Now, living in San Diego for almost 10 years and coming from the East Coast to San Diego, it is also a lower pace of life. Now, it's not like island life because it's still the hustle and bustle of California, but it definitely is lower than the East Coast. I used to wake up super early over there. I used to go to work. I used to work until like 4:45, pick up my kids, etc., etc., etc. Now, let's talk about the culture. So the culture in Dominican Republic, Dominicans are very welcoming, very, vamos a darle de comer a todo el mundo, vamos a sentarnos todos juntos, and like more abrazando a la gente, more like welcoming and more nice. And I feel like in San Diego, this is my personal opinion, in San Diego, I feel like everybody is fake nice. Like they're nice to your face, but then they're talking behind your back, or like they're just saying that, just saying hi because it's like the nice thing to do. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're nice deep inside their heart. It took me a while to make friends after my divorce in San Diego. It took me a long time to make friends, and I still have some of those friends that I made in San Diego. But it's hard. It was definitely hard for me, and I feel like in Dominican Republic, it's going to be easy peasy because everybody's just nice. But that's just what I see from the outside. And when I go, and the fact that I'm Dominican and I'm able to talk to everybody, and that I do have a lot of family in the Dominican Republic, not necessarily in the coast. Most of my family is in Santo Domingo, in the actual capital. That is where I was born. So that's the culture, right? And the family atmosphere for Dominican Republic. I feel like it'll just be like just like that little hug, como un abrazo. I don't know how to explain it. Whereas San Diego is a little bit colder in the sense of like atmosphere, like family atmosphere. I feel like it's a little bit colder. Anyway, so let's talk about schools. So Nikki Abreu shares about Campbell schools, and Jamie talks about Punta Cana schools, right? And they talk about those two schools. Obviously, they're private, but they're like international school, very, very good. And in my opinion, education in Dominican Republic is phenomenal. Not free education, private paid education in Dominican Republic. It's really, really top tier. Um, Honestly, I believe it is better than here from K to 12. College, different story, but like K to 12, in my personal opinion, I feel like the schools in Dominican Republic are a lot better than the ones here. So let me compare that to what I lived in San Diego when I had my children, that they were smaller, school age children. And I will tell you that because I knew the system, because I knew how to choice them in to the right neighborhood, they were able to get better schooling. Because the zip code where my home is right now is not the best for schools. But again, my kids didn't go there, so I can't tell you firsthand, like, oh yeah, it's bad. Oh yeah, it's good. It's just what gradeschool.com or whatever one of those sites that you will look at will tell you. That's what I can tell you. From my experience, my kids went to San Carlos school. I choiced them in, and they had Spanish first. They were teaching them Spanish first, and then they would introduce in English. That is how my children learn Spanish, to be honest with you, not because of me talking it in the home, but because they had it like as a baseline in California. So that was my experiences with school in San Diego. But let's be honest, like as a whole, I'm afraid because of all the school shootings that have been going on for quite some time here in the United States. And that scares me. And I don't want to put my 3-year-old in school. So for schooling, for me, if we go to someplace like San Diego and we can financially afford to actually homeschool her, I think I would rather go that route rather than put her in public school in San Diego. So those are my thoughts when it comes to schooling. Um, Cost of living. All right. So cost of living in San Diego, it's expensive. It was expensive when I was there, and I'm sure it's more expensive. I've traveled back a few times, and it's equally expensive. The gas is expensive. Like there's a lot of those things that are costly. But having the weather all around and slashing my mortgage in half, like those things for me make sense to like consider San Diego, right? So Dominican Republic is affordable. I'm going to refer you back to Nikki and to Jamie because Jamie, I think, talks about something that I love, which is like the budget A and the budget B. And the budget A is like your utilities, your mortgage, like the things that you have to pay, and then your mortgage B is all the birthday parties, all the going out, all the parties, all the other stuff, that makes you live life, that's B. And then you have A, and the A budget is going to change for everyone depending on where you choose to live in Dominican Republic and what you're comfortable with, right? I don't want to go back to Dominican Republic where I have to warm up my water in the stove in order to get warm water, right? I want to have a lot of listen, I come from humble beginnings, right? Like I come from Dominican Republic, from a town where no había luz, the light will go out all the time, la luz se iba cada rato. No había agua caliente. We had to hit up the water in order to get hot water to shower with. You obviously cannot drink that water. You have to like boil the water in order for you to actually drink the water, right? Or now you can just buy water, but that's where I came from. So when I go back to the Dominican Republic, I don't want to go back to those conditions, right? I wanna have the comodidades, the things that I already have here. I want to have over there. So that means that my price of where I want to live is gonna go up and up and up and up, right? So when we're talking cost of living, that's relative to what you like to do. What do you want your A budget to be? Where do you want to live? In what part of the Dominican Republic? San Diego is expensive. Yes, the gas is like $5-6 now or something like that. But again, for me, it makes sense because for me, I am actually lowering my A budget by a lot because I have a very, very low mortgage over there. And we have our house here in Connecticut. And if we sell this house, that could potentially pay the mortgage in San Diego. And then we're living mortgage free. So the California high cost for us is different because, that's the highest cost for everybody. Now, let's talk about opportunities, career, healthcare, and safety. And by the way, feel free to disagree with me on any point and let me know in the comments because I would love to know if anybody has done this before. This comparison of like palm trees to palm trees, like San Diego to Dominican Republic. Have you lived there? Have you traveled to both of those places? What do you think? So career, safety, healthcare, and community. So let's talk about career first. I'm a veteran, so it is easier for me to be able to find employment because San Diego is a military town. There is so many bases, and I was actually stationed in California as well. So there's like so many bases. And I feel like I also have a lot of connections in San Diego. I feel like it'll be easier for me career wise to be able to find something if I wanted to work. Um, versus in Dominican Republic, I feel like I have to come with a remote job already. Thankfully, I'm a cybersecurity engineer, and if I can find a fully remote job that I can do from anywhere in the world, that would be easier. That would be something that I would have to start working on now to be able to transition to Dominican Republic, for example. Right? Like again, these are just thoughts that we are talking about and entertaining. But career wise, I feel like um, I would have a better chance in San Diego, California, finding work and employment than I would in Dominican Republic, where it's a lot of word of mouth and you don't know, and just you have to come in with dollars. It's my what from what I've researched and what I've seen. It's like you have to come in with dollars in order to live the life that you want to live. Safety. This might be controversial. I feel like the Dominican Republic is safe. I just that's how I feel. Period. You can disagree with me all you want, but for me, I think Dominican Republic is safe. Is safer than me sending my kids to school thinking that they're going to get shot, right? So, again, my personal opinion. San Diego, I don't know what the crime rate is, if I'm honest with you. You can go search it up. I also didn't have any problem in San Diego. So I would rank both of them the same when it comes to safety. Healthcare. When it comes to healthcare, I feel like the healthcare in the Dominican Republic is better because it's paid. Okay, it's paid healthcare. Here in the US, the free healthcare is not the best. I mean, healthcare as a whole is like a whole ¿cómo se dice esa vaina? How do you say that? Like it's a whole the word is not coming to me. But when it comes to healthcare, they have this monopolized kind of thing where you have to go to the PCP, to this, to that. And I talked about my cancer story because it took a year to get diagnosed for me. So a year or two is a long time ago, but it took a long time to get diagnosed, right? Would that have happened in Dominican Republic if I would have just gone to a private doctor and gotten the test that I needed to get the answer that I needed? Probably not, but I don't know, right? Because I wasn't there, I was here. But in my opinion, healthcare is better in Dominican Republic. Community, like I was talking about before, the culture, the community. The one thing that San Diego has is so many things for families, for kids. Like we can just go to the beach, we can go to the park, we can go to the zoo. There's so many green space and so many things to do. Like you can go snowboarding and you can surf in the same day. Like that's San Diego for you, California, right? And I like that California is connected. It's connected to all the way down to Peru, all the way up to Alaska. And I like that because I don't know, I envision that our life is going to mold into travel because that's what I love to do. That's why I made the channel about traveling. And I feel like that's just going to be so, it like open a whole new world, like homeschool our daughter and just travel and be like, oh, this time we're going to do this and we're going to take her and just go places. Anyway, that's like my envisioning and my thing. So that's how I feel about the community in San Diego. Dominican Republic also has a lot of things where you can do, but it is an island and you're gonna have to fly or take a boat in order to go other places. Um, so that's just like my thoughts, right? So has anybody lived in California or traveled with kids to Dominican Republic? I'm having like a my next video that's going to drop on Sunday is going to be about the kids in traveling with kids in Cap Cana and what that turned out to be. So essentially, San Diego versus Dominican Republic, for me, they like it has San Diego has the good things, Dominican Republic has its good things, and we just have to figure out what's going to be best for our family at the end of the day. This is a conversation that I have a lot with my friends, And honestly, it's like I want to know like where are my older kids thinking of going to college and maybe make a plan around that. I'm not sure. I do have a good job. I don't know that I want to leave my job, right? Like today I don't want to leave my job. I don't know what the future holds. So I'm not sure, but it's always in the back of my head thinking about should we go to San Diego because of this and like the things that I just mentioned, right? Or should we go towards Dominican Republic and what does that mean for us? And the whole world will open and it would be so fun to be in a place where people vacation all the time, which is San Diego, right? People vacation in San Diego all the time. So I want to know your guys' thoughts, and hopefully this live brought a new perspective to the conversation because I don't know that I've seen anybody talked about San Diego versus Dominican Republic. If you do, just let me know in the comments below. Anyway, it was fun chat. See you until next time.